Oh,
yeah,
cat
talk is, yeah.
Welcome back, you guys. It is just the three of us tonight. Kevin is sick. Feel better, Kevin.
Oh.
Feel better, Kevin.
But I'm here with Rex and Christina from Big Stir Records again, starting my goddamn Friends of December month with a bang. Welcome back, people. Christina got cats. New cats. Yeah. I want to hear about these
new
cats.
cats.
New cats.
Two new cats. Ziggy and Zorro. And they're right behind me. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to take you there. Let's see if you can see them. Hello, kitties.
Oh,
Here they are.
There they are.
Can you see them?
Yeah. See, I love black cats.
Ziggy and Zorro.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Ziggy. Hi, Zorro. They're just staring at the camera.
Like, what the hell?
But that's what they are. I mean, they'll just be like lying there in a pile with just little eyes coming out of it, and you can't tell what the hell's happening. They're just, little fluff. They're just pretty great. I got a black cat too. He's in the kids' room. So yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of cats running around.
They're so cute. They have this little trill that they do.
Yep. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're adorable. And the dog, he just loves them.
Does he?
We have a pit bull.
Yeah, they get along really well. It's cool.
He just licks them all over.
Takes care of them. Is this the same pit bull that protected that baby squirrel?
Squirrel.
That's how you knew. That's how you knew.
You know of him already.
That's good. That's awesome.
Where'd my little tub go?
You're trying to find his cat. Mine, I swear to God, mine will be kicking on this goddamn door any second. As soon as it's closed, they know. It's like, well, I must be hungry.
Yeah. I'm going to get some howling here in a minute, too. It's about that time.
So you guys have been busy?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. Yeah.
One day I heard my mailbox go, and I was like, oh, what's this?
Yep.
You got it.
Rotten buggers.
And that, yeah.
They're both fantastic. But this Christmas one, that's your daughter drew this, right?
Yeah, the octopus.
Both, right?
Yeah. No, the other ones, I mean, that's my, that's a little license thing, but it's Paisley. It's Paisley's up a Christmas tree made out of Paisley's. And then I did the layout on that one too. So.
But this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fantastic. So anybody that's listening or watching right now, go to bigstirrecords.com, buy this thing because it's friggin' great.
Yeah,
it'll arrive in time for Christmas too. So I mean, that's you guys, if you get on it right now. Yeah.
Before they're overwhelmed with all the shipping that'll be happening.
It's already happening.
Jeez, I heard something like our guys up here had delivered like 20 million packages or some shit in Canada Post since all this began. It's like, holy fuck, like how do you guys do it? Yeah.
We did get we got that one. It's kind of amazing to me that CD exists because there was a lot of because you gotta, if you're putting something like that out, you gotta start thinking Christmas and actually listening to a lot of Christmas music in September and October, which is kind of surreal, but that's what we got to do to get it to you, the listening audience, in the appropriate time. But we kind of did it's like I said, if you look at the liner notes, you'll see in there that I said it's like an accident that it even happened.
Like an accident that it happened.
Yeah, it just like last year, we were doing the single series. We've got a single every week, so people kind of think of us, and people suddenly started saying, "Hey, we got this Christmas song," and "Hey, we got this Christmas song." I'm like, dude, there's only 4 weeks in December. And so we ended up doing a little, I think it was an 8-track, eight tracks worth of what we called a maxi single.
Mm-hmm.
And we sort of were like, well, we don't have time to press this, but this is half of a CD for next year.
Yeah.
So, we kind of put that aside. And there was a separate one that the brothers Steve did and a single from Athenor. And so they had a lot of it. And as we were approaching this one, we were like, okay, let's make sure everyone who did records with us this year kind of gets a crack at it. So we kind of threw it out to Librarians with Hickeys and Spy Genius and Nick Frater.
That Spy Genius one is awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, it's really cool. And then we're sort of like, just get it in. And Irene, who ended up taking over the singles series, was working on one too. And then we just had to figure out what was going to fit, what the order was, and the artwork and most of the track sequence was done except for those last couple ones, and so it was like slot it in, get it out the door, and press it. And it worked. It's there. It exists.
It exists, and it's fantastic. Like, it reminds me of those. When I was a kid, we had these CDs, and it was like the Joy of the Season or the Joy of Christmas or what the hell is it? It had like a red cover and had like like Bruce Springsteen and all those guys on it.
Oh, that was I know what that is. Very Special Christmas.
Thank you, goddammit. Very Special Christmas. They had all the different colors. That's this day's version of that, I think.
Aww.
Sweet.
I was trying to explain it to my wife. I was like, those CDs when we were kids, because we're going to play it tomorrow when we do some stuff. But I was like, I was telling her about it, and that's exactly what it is. It's the very special Christmas.
Those were
this era of that. That's good.
Benefit. Thank you so much. That's really cool. They had the Keith Haring artwork on the front of it with the the line drawings of the dude and the presents and stuff like that. So
that's right.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, that takes me back.
Yeah,
I might fire those up too.
It's awesome. And then of course,
you're a busy guy too, Joe.
Yeah,
I'm always busy. I can't sit still.
So tell us about all your shows.
Oh my God. Okay, so obviously this one is my big one that I love to do the most, and then I have my Outcast thing I started to do, where I just take indie submissions from fine people such as yourselves, put them on the radio. And I did it different this week, because usually I just fucking make like a playlist basically and play it. But this time I was like, I'll do a radio show and just do it that way and do it proper, right? So I did that for this week, and I'll send you guys links. I forgot to, but I got all your guys on there. And then I started to do another one on Radio TFSC, which is probably the biggest indie station in Germany right now. Ollie over there, he loves you guys. He says you guys are awesome, because we deal with a lot of bullshit people. You guys are awesome. You get that. You get some jerks, but you guys are cool. And he said, what the hell was it? In his city, he just beat the biggest FM provider there with listeners, and he's a full-on. He says he goes into pubs and he hears his station being played, and he just laughs his ass off.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so he works his ass off, and he, so I was lucky to get a chance to do a show for him, and they play that on Sundays, so that's cool. It's cool. It's more of the same. Yeah, I was doing one on a big network, Rock Rage, but I gave it up because it's just too much politics for me. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I could only do kind of one thing, and I have to like promote so much this and that. It's like, yeah, but I really just like promoting indie artists, and I don't really give a fuck about the big guys. Don't need the help, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but they don't. So I gave that up and jumped on TFSC, so it's fine. And that's it, really. I got like 4 shows. Then I do a morning show on SLE Radio at like midnight my time most of the time.
And you have little ones.
Yes, I do. I do it when they sleep. That's why we're here now, because my little guy goes to sleep at 9 o'clock. My other one stays up. It's fine. Here's a terrier. He'll just run the fucking house himself. But yeah, I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. When the 2-year-old goes to bed, it's fine. Wow. But you get them both together. They team up on you, right? So you have to have one-on-one.
They do. And that doesn't really stop.
Outnumbered. Yeah, it doesn't.
I got one about to turn 18, and the other one's like turning 20. And yeah, one of them's supposed to be at college, but now not, because it's all, online. So, what would have been like, we're waiting for, Christmas for us all to get together. It's like, no, we've all been hanging out in the same place for 8 months or whatever it's been. Yeah.
So how's Christmas looking for you guys? Like, is California back on lockdown again?
Starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Fuck.
Midnight tomorrow, yeah.
It's weird though, because it's like they're paring down the capacity for businesses. So stores will still be open, and it's just the personal care places and just the number of people that are allowed in the grocery stores and the drugstores and all of the pharmacies, whatever.
Like bars are closed again, right?
The bars are closed again, and outdoor dining is banned again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just
even outdoor dining. I thought that was like the safest bet.
they did
You
away
would think
with
so.
it.
I think what happened. I think people tried to, use that as like an excuse, and then all the outdoor patios ended up being like too jammed close together. Or, I don't know. I'm just making this up, but yeah.
It's the capacity in the ICUs is close to 100% now. In one county, it's about 8% before it gets to 100, and it's 12.5% in LA County right now.
Holy
so
shit. That's how it is here too. Yeah, it's not long till everything's full up.
Yeah, and that's what triggers the lockdowns from region to region in California as well.
Well, at least you guys are doing something, because we're getting full, and like I don't want to call him a leader, because that's not what he is. He's a piece of shit. But he's not doing anything about it. It's kind of like business as usual. Right? It's like, dude, well, okay, not business as usual, because he's got all these restrictions on gatherings, so you can only have 5 people in your house.
Right.
So if you're a family of 4, you can have one other person. Type thing.
If you're a family of 6, you got to kick someone out.
Well, okay. If you're if you're a family of 23, I guess you're fine. But if it's, family can stay together, but only if you live in the same house. And shit like that. But he did offer a 10% tax break on kitchen renos, so that's something positive to do during COVID. You fucking shithead. Well, it's like the hospitals are full, the nursing people are spread so thin, the care homes. We had a long-term care home here that has 90 cases alone in it. Like, that's sad. That's fucked. So,
Vaccines coming though.
Yeah, I heard that. Vaccines coming. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against vaccines at all. I heard something about it's only going to be effective for like 3 months, or they think maybe it's only going to work for a couple months, and then you might get it again anyways.
How do they know? I mean, there's no way to know at this point. That's like literally impossible to know.
They're afraid because 2 of them have their 2 doses. You have to have both doses for them to be effective. One of them, and they're different kinds. One of them is an RNA messenger something. Okay. I wish I knew more about this. The other one is just the disease in a tiny amount. That's a one-time dose. The RNA messenger ones are the 2-dose ones. Okay. But they're afraid that if people get side effects, they're not going to go back for the second dose.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that makes it useless, yeah.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of weird issues. Plus, the way it's going to be rolled out, people like us will be last. We won't get them until next year probably, or at least the end of 2021. Yeah,
because I heard, aren't they doing like frontline workers and like the vulnerable first type thing?
Yeah,
frontline workers and people in assisted living facilities, nursing homes and stuff.
And that's fair.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And of course we will have an administration changing, whether someone thinks so or not. So the whole thing will shift around a lot.
And today he held a rally in Georgia today.
For what?
Thousands of people.
There's more of a reason than usual, which is because there's a senatorial runoff, 2 seats in Georgia,
January,
which will affect the balance in the House.
Oh my God!
There actually is.
So they didn't have 50% of the vote. Nobody had 50% of the vote in those two elections.
Okay.
So they go into a runoff in January. Two Republicans against two Democrats. So
and it's literally the difference between the Democrats controlling the Senate.
The House. Okay, yeah.
So it actually is like,
That's
I mean,
important.
I'm sure he just sat there and said that they stole the election and all that kind of stuff.
But nobody was wearing a mask. Nobody was distanced. They were all packed in this. I mean, it was outdoors, but they were jam-packed together like sardines. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, don't they know what's going on in the world?
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if those two senators win the election, the Democratic senators, then there will be a 50-50 balance. And if there's a tie, the vice president, Kamala Harris, who's Democrat, will be the tiebreaker. So
so we still got this. We still got this hanging over our heads, you know.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Just let it die. You know what I mean? You lost. Take your fucking shitty ball and go home. That's all.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I cannot, as a Canadian watching the election, I was like, what in the fuck is even happening?
We're sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not your fault. Okay. It's okay.
I mean, we feel bad about it. It's great. We're stressing the rest of the world out. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's.
I would have been more stressed if he won again. I was like, oh fuck that. You know, to go through all that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would have been worse.
To count all those ballots again and again.
Yeah. 3 times in Georgia.
3 times in Georgia he made them. Okay, wow. I don't know.
And he's still trying to overthrow it. He called the Republican governor a moron.
Okay, and that's his people. Yeah.
That's his people, yeah.
You put him there, dummy, or whoever. Is he part of your constituency?
Yeah, that's been typical too. Just sort of like everyone that he hired, and he said they're just the greatest people until he got irritated and then he fired them and said they were complete idiots. And you're just like, well, have a word with HR or something.
Is there a department for this? I don't know. That's absolutely insane to me. Holy shit.
It is insane. And there's 6 more weeks of this before January 20th. 6 more weeks.
So is it supposed to be January 20th where Biden takes the keys or whatever?
Yeah.
Just like.
And you heard he's trying to figure out ways to pardon himself and his family.
Trump has been?
Yeah.
Guilty conscience? For what? He did nothing wrong, right?
He didn't do anything wrong. Of course,
it's a preemptive pardon for him and his
preemptive.
Well, I mean, because they're gonna come after him because it's a conspiracy, right?
They're gonna find some stuff that is totally not real.
Some stuff up. Yeah.
You're gonna just drop a whole bunch of weird shit.
Anyways, that's it. Evan, we're cruising on towards the holidays, whatever we're gonna be able to make of them, I guess.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Joe, for the holidays?
Nothing. Can't do nothing. Won't be seeing. I don't know. I think my parents will probably drop off presents at the door. Hi. My sister and her husband stopped by the other night, just again at the door because we can't. They can't come in because she's immunocompromised and we've got 2 little kids here. So we just literally open the door and it's cold out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you do?
What are 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds into for the presents these days?
If you could tell me, I would be very happy. I don't know, man. Like my 4-year-old is actually super good at video games. It's actually pretty crazy to watch. One day I passed him the Xbox controller. I was like, here, just try this. I don't know. I'm out of ideas. Try this. And he's like a monster. Like he was playing some game. I don't know what it was called. I don't know how he found it. He found it. He's playing it. And he finished in 6th place, in some crazy amount of people that played this game for the fastest time completing a level or something. I was like, you're 4. You know that, right? You can barely hold the controller. but you're better than me at video games. But I didn't get him I didn't get him anything like that for Christmas. But he likes dolls and stuff like Mickey Mouse. He's into, and my little guy, my 2-year-old, likes to just keep to himself and build stuff. So, you know,
trucks and stuff.
Yeah,
They always like little trucks and things like that.
Yeah,
always seems
like
to be the evergreen, you know.
Some stuff like that. We didn't go crazy. Apparently, my mom and dad went crazy for them. So we'll see. I guess grandparents do that. I don't know.
Grandparents definitely do that. Yeah.
It's like their job, isn't it? That's what my sister said. She's like, oh no. She said there has to be some sort of normalcy this year, so it all falls on your kids. I'm sorry, they're getting everything. I was like, okay. Well,
Hey.
Works for them. It's all good.
Could be worse, yeah.
What do you guys think you'll be doing? Just hoping for better times.
I think I'm gonna make Cornish hens for Christmas.
Nice.
Stuffed with morel mushrooms and grapes.
Ooh.
And some squash.
Nice. That's
I
good.
don't know what else.
We
There's
might
nothing
do a
really-
turkey. I think we might do a turkey. We didn't do. We
I was
didn't do a
asked,
turkey
what's you for
our-
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, but my kids and I were just sort of like, let's just do whatever. Let's just do absolutely whatever. So what they requested was like a full-on Indian food
Mhm.
thing,
Mhm.
not like the Native Americans from our story, but like
Yep.
Indians. So I made 2 giant curries and kind of like all the fixins and stuff like that, you know, and
We got to trade.
yeah, this was nice. We actually traded Thanksgiving meals.
Nice.
You know, a day later, 2 days later, maybe, I came over to do some recording, and I brought some of my curries, and Christina had some of the dressing and the turkey, and it was yummy. It was yummy.
Nice.
Good. She's good.
Very good. Well, that's awesome.
The
Oh,
curry
yeah.
was fantastic.
Thank you. Weird trivia. Long ago, from like the very first early days of the Armoires, Christina and I cooked a Thanksgiving meal together, and
That's right.
in the course of making the turkey, I scalded my foot to the point that I couldn't walk.
Oh my God. Now,
How
how
does
do you
one
scald your foot?
Right.
He was wearing Chucks, Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
And I always put a lot of liquid in the bottom, and it was a huge bird. With
Yummy.
lots of vegetables that also turn into liquid. And he just pulled it out of the oven, opened the oven door and pulled it out off of the rack. And it just tipped over and went right through his shoe
Scalding
onto his
right through
foot.
my shoe. So I'm like taking off my shoe, and it's blistering like a bastard. I just was like, you got to be.
I was sick that morning, which is why I asked him to help.
That's right. So you were like incapacitated on the couch.
So I was just kind of telling him what to do and how to do it.
That's right. I was like her cooking robot.
And he couldn't
and I
be
managed-
anymore.
and
So
I
then they were
managed-
both incapacitated.
Yeah. My kids were maybe there too, and they were like,
You kids and Larissa helped.
yeah. And so, yeah, we had to. But we finished it, and it was yummy. I want to take a moment for your awesome pears too. Your
That's
special
a
holiday
fish
pears.
recipe,
Nice.
family recipe. It's poached pears in vanilla bean, like scraped from the bean,
Yeah,
and lemon and sugar. And then there's a custard cream with a little amaretto that goes on top with slivered almonds, toasted
Jesus.
almonds, and a caramel drizzle. It's
That's
so good.
perfect. That's perfect.
Good stuff.
You like all this food talk on your show,
Love
Joe?
it. Fuck yeah, I do.
Cool. We got the cats. We got the food.
That's fine.
Talk about the music a little bit.
It's whatever you want. That's the beauty of this thing. I don't give a shit. Food is good. We all eat. I love food. It's good. I don't know what we're doing yet. We'll figure that out.
Another one of our DJ friends always ends his interviews with every artist by asking them what their favorite food is, like kind of out of the blue. So it's
Wow.
kind of it's a tradition.
Nice.
So we've been on his show so many times that I don't know what, I mean, we have to come
I
up
always
with
say sushi.
Sushi? Is
Yeah,
that your favorite for real? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when did you first have sushi? Because Rex told me you're from Detroit, and he's from West Virginia. You had sushi in Detroit? Okay.
I was working. I was 19. I was working in the bar that's in the middle. They had these pods that hung out over the second floor. I mean, over the first floor on the second floor. It was really posh. It was like right in the middle of the Westin Hotel. That's now the GM building.
Okay.
But it had these ostrich chairs and ostrich furniture, and they had a piano playing all of the time, and we had to wear these high heels and these satin blouses and these long skirts and do the bunny dip because they had a, you can't like bend over. You had to learn how to do the bunny dip just like the Playboy bunnies. Anyway, so there was a convention of conductors, symphony conductors.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I was really sad that day. And one of them said, there's something not right about you. What is it? And I was like, well, I can't talk about it. I'm okay. I'll be okay. And he said, well, I was about to, when is your lunch break? And I guess I can take it now. So he bought me lunch. We went over across the way to the sushi restaurant in the Westin Hotel, had sushi for the first time in my life, was taught about the ginger and the wasabi and the whole experience on how to eat it. You could eat it with your hands, you could eat it with your chopsticks. And went back to work, never heard from the guy again, never saw him again. It was just this really sweet, wonderful, like, oh, this is sushi.
This is sushi. What's this?
You've never had sushi before. I said, no, I never have. And that was my first time. I think he was from Boston.
Okay.
So, and I don't know what symphony it was. So I don't think it was the Boston Symphony.
No.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was.
It was dumb back then.
It was dumb back then. You had to hang out. You just had to find them somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'll be there. I don't know. Do you have a cell phone? No.
that was before cell phones.
That's right.
Before cell phones, yeah.
I'm writing a song, or I've almost written a song called "This Was Before Cell Phones" because I realized that like so many of our stories, especially when you're talking to like kids, you're telling a story and you're like, this doesn't make any fucking sense because I should have just called someone on a cell phone. If that, I should have.
This was before cell phone.
You got it's a part halfway through a story, like a third of the way into a story. You're just like, and you got to remember, this was before cell phones. Like, which seems obvious to you when you're telling it, but then you're like, wait, this story is weird if we don't.
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, so we just got to kind of, say that all the time. So I thought, this is a song. There's a song in there, all the situations that we went through that were life-threatening or super dramatic, but could have been solved in half a second.
If you could just Google something or call someone.
Exactly. You either are just living in ignorance or incapable of getting someone. I mean, like being, your car breaking down was the worst.
Yeah, that sucks.
Did you guys have beepers, pagers?
I never did. No.
I know you did because you managed an apartment.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it so much because I managed apartment buildings.
Okay.
And I was volunteering at the kids' school.
I want to talk about. This is going to count down, and we're going to come back because you managed apartment buildings. I used to be a property manager as well. We'll share more stories. Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
So I would be at the elementary school volunteering, and on the PTA and all of the other stuff, and on the committees, and it would just be constantly going off, and I would have to go to a real phone and call from a real phone to say what's the problem and can it wait? I can't get to you right now.
And you remember what's funny about that to me is that, like, obviously that was a total pain in the ass, but like during that same period, they were like such huge status symbols.
The beeper? Oh yeah, you were the shit.
Yeah,
if you had a beeper.
like you can still find, you know, old hip hop and old rap tunes where that was like the shit. You know, you got chains and a pager.
That's it.
And that means
I gotta go. Yeah. Cover your phone.
It was this, right? You kind of.
Yeah, you have to hold it.
Yeah. Well, I also was an actress when I first came out here. My degree was in theater, and I had already gotten my SAG card and equity card and my after card in Kansas City, of all places. And I moved here, and so every actor had to have a beeper. They had to have it. Because if your agent called you, you had to be available, and you had to call in and find out where the audition was and what you had to do and all of that back then. Rex, do your kids even know what pagers are?
Yeah, they do. I mean, but they're like, you know, they're sophisticated and they've watched plenty of, you know, period piece movies and stuff like that. Plus, I've filled them in. I mean, like you gotta, it's like, especially in like pandemic time, you know, for me and two teenagers basically, you know, so they're like adults and they're smart and stuff like that, and I'm even more adult and I'm dumb, so like, you know, we're kind of like, you know, college roommates sort of, you know, me and my kids, and we talk about dumb stuff like that all the time because they have this whole thing about like what generation they actually are, and they're not
okay. Like the Gen X and Gen Z or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and all that. And I mean, we've kind of come up with this theory that like what really defines you is not like what technology you grew up with, but what technology you remember there not being, sort of. Like, so like for Christina and myself, we're about of the age where we like remember
Everything.
A lot of stuff for sure. Like I think, but like the definitive one for me is that we remember like before there were even VCRs.
Holy shit!
Oh yeah.
So what the game changer of that was before that? Yeah.
8-tracks, I heard.
Before you had VCRs, you could not control when you saw stuff. Period. So you had to go to the movie theater to see stuff while it was in the theater.
That was it.
And that was it. Or you wanted to see an episode of a show, it was going to be on once on one of your channels, and
that's it.
And otherwise you're screwed. So we totally remember this thing where it was like, oh wait, wow, we can like, you know, watch things that so like, what was it for my kids? My kids remember flip phones.
Okay.
Like they remember like when everyone had flip phones.
But they still remember phones.
But they still had their phones. There have been phones, yeah, for their entire lives, for sure.
There was this funny thing that I saw somebody, they had a phone with a dial, right?
Yeah, the rotary phone, yeah.
The rotary phone. And it was, I think it was a mother and a daughter, or a grandmother and a granddaughter. And she said, go ahead, use it. And
they didn't know how.
I bet you can't figure it out. And she was like,
oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And then she picks it up and she's like pushing on it.